Welcome back to Your Real Estate Voice with Barb Schlinker. I'm Richard Randall. Barb is the host of the program, and this is the weekly radio show that informs and educates you on how to buy or sell real estate with the expert, Barb Schlinker, owner broker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Now, Barb, a lot of people look at those automated valuations like Zillow, or they just talk to their neighbors and try to determine what the best price for their home is. Not very scientific, especially now that it's taking longer to sell a home. How does a home seller know what their home is worth, and what do you do to make it sell faster on the market?
Well, Richard, if they listen to us, usually they have success. Everybody wants the most money. It's about supply and demand and pricing. Both of those things are absolutely critical. So what we've seen since 2023 is 2023 to 2024, inventory went up 25%. So we went from 2,000 homes to 3,000 homes. Now, 2024 to 2025, we're over 4,000 homes on the market. So we've got double the inventory essentially in just 2 years, but the same amount of sales. So guess what? It's a supply and demand equation. If you have too many homes and the same amount of sales, it's either going to have downward pressure on the prices, or things are going to sit on the market longer, and eventually they'll get it and they'll lower the price. So the market's going to speak back to you if you're already on the market. Buyers right now are pickier than ever. They all want HGTV for a low price, right? And that's not realistic. So we have plenty of solutions for home sellers, though. We show up with anywhere from 6 to 10 really good, some of them are full market value offers on your home before we even get started. So it gives you an opportunity to choose that. Or go on the open market and see if you can get more that way. There's always that option. The market will tell you when you go on the market if you got it wrong. If you're getting offers, you nailed it. You're right on target. If you're getting some showings but no offers, you're kind of close. And I've noticed lately, it seems like properties are slower to launch. Like, I'm used to going on the market and having huge crowds out of the gate, and then it starts to trickle down. But what I'm seeing right now is not very huge crowds out of the gate, but we are getting offers on those properties. So that tells me they are priced right. It's just taking a little bit more time for the market to figure it out because they have more choices to choose from. At least that's what I believe is going on. So with us, you have choices. You have to go in the open market and do the typical dance of letting people look at your home, and people are going to criticize it. People are going to, sometimes say things that aren't polite. That's why I always filter the feedback. We have an automated system that the agents can give feedback. And some of these agents are a bit snarky for no apparent reason. I don't know why. So I won't share that with the seller because it's not productive. If they give productive feedback, that's a different story. Like, I had one client that plugged in those air fresheners, the ones that you can get in the grocery store. Are you familiar with those, Richard? Well, they are very strong, right? And if you leave them in a house and they're just, taking up the airspace, essentially, they can be overwhelming. I remember years ago, I was showing my sister-in-law, she's highly sensitive. Like, she'll go into anaphylactic shock if there's any of those kind of air fresheners plugged into the wall. Even candles will do that to her. So every house I had to show, I had to go in and do my little bloodhound nose recon before she came in. So some people are uber sensitive to it and they can't handle it, and they won't even look at the house. They walk in. I had a broker tell me once, and I thought it was really cute. He goes, "If you can smell it, you can't sell it," which was funny, but it's true. If you have any kind of odors, pet odors, cooking odors, fragrance odors, it's a problem. You just want clean and fresh, and that's it. Even when people put a new carpet, sometimes that's a problem. So you can't be cooking really heavy smells. Don't use curry. That's a very strong smell. Don't use garlic. Don't be cooking fish with garlic the day that you're showing. That's a big mistake. So it just those kind of things you have to think about, even though that might be your normal lifestyle, because people are going to come in, they need to, it's not just a visual experience, it's everything. It's the whole thing. I had recently, I got feedback that the buyer wouldn't even look at the house because the neighbor's dog was barking. I mean, is that crazy? So they're just so picky at this point. And I think that in order for all the stars to align, for the buyers to say, yes, I want to buy this home, right? You have to make sure you're very, very careful about how you present the home to the market. Another issue that we have sometimes is that the agents that are doing the showing may not be aware of what the value is for that particular home, and their selling skills aren't really up. So I get this all the time where they say, oh, well, my buyer really loves the home, but you know, they're going to stand by. And then 2 weeks go by and somebody else gets the house, right? And then they come back to me and go, oh, well, my buyer liked that house. And I'm like, where have you been? You know, and it doesn't matter if it's been on the market for 2 weeks or 6 months. It seems to be Murphy's Law that if, and it's a good Murphy, if one buyer likes the home, another one's going to step in at the same time. And you could be facing a bidding war, even with long days on the market. So pricing is critical. Pricing it realistically versus optimistically is absolutely critical. That's one way to sell it fast. Make sure you are objectively looking at similar sales when you establish pricing, because some people go, well, that home doesn't have a big yard, right? Okay. I don't know that everybody wants a big yard. That may not be a huge value driver. But in general, buyers just want to move in, drop their stuff, and get on with their life. They don't want to have to do any work. They don't want to do any rehab. And if it's priced right, and if it's a pretty house, they are expecting the whole package. And so that's one of the things that we can help you do to sell it faster. Sometimes little stuff will make the buyer eliminate the home online. Photos can make a buyer eliminate a home online. And then when they get to the house, they're going to try to find other ways to eliminate the home. Like some of the weird feedback I'm getting is, well, this room wasn't big enough. And it's like, really? I mean, did they really find another house that was better? Probably not in that neighborhood. I don't know. Or maybe they're just not ready yet and they're using some excuse for feedback. So you can't always really dial into the feedback. But when you do get a buyer that makes an offer, guess what? They're in love. Okay. Work with them. Don't shoot them. Like I have some people that will say, well, I'm not even going to counter that offer because it came in too low. Okay, don't do that. That is major rejection. I just closed a sale, and thank God this buyer was absolutely determined to get this home, because they came in low. The seller rejected them, which that was against my advice, right? Sometimes just that little thing of rejecting an offer, they kind of retreat and they won't come back, right? So I don't care if they made a ridiculously low offer. Go ahead and counter them, right? You never know what somebody's really willing to pay. And a lot of times, and they're not everybody is trained on negotiations. Not every agent is up to speed on what's going on in the market. So it may be very natural for them to say, oh, sure, just offer way low and see what happens. And if the buyer gets shot down, they sometimes won't come back again, but the seller's assuming they are going to come back again. So I would always counter and try to bring them into the fold. Don't let the buyer get away, especially in this market. It's not going to be a bidding war market, not commonly, although I had one last weekend. But it's really important that you pick the right agent that helps you understand how to get all these things right so you can sell your house fast and for the most amount of money. If you are thinking of making a move, give us a call, 719-301-3900, or go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You're listening to Barb Schlinker on Your Real Estate Voice. If you're thinking of selling your home, you want to get the most amount of money, of course, call Barb 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. Barb, every week you've got hot new listings. Some of these are just awesome. Tell us about them.
Well, I have a beautiful home on Camfield Circle, 8230, priced at $439,999. Gleaming floors, great backs to open space, really lovely home. We have a really cool investment property on Carr Avenue up in Cripple Creek at 292. Great house in Woodland Park, has almost an acre at 299 with gorgeous views. A home that's owned by the VA on Rancher Drive down in Fountain in the low threes. Couple of really cool properties out on Rush Road, one at 374,999, backs to open space, lots of added parking and garages with acreage. And then there's another one right next door that actually has 9 acres and lots of garage and parking at 464 on Rush Road. Beautiful home on Tower Road. This home was half the home was used for Airbnb and was actually commanding over $15,000 a year in rental, priced at $499. An amazing home down in Pueblo in the very prestigious Walking Stick neighborhood, priced at $565. Gorgeous ranch with a full finished basement. Great home on Beckett Drive at $695, almost 4,000 square feet. Really, really popular neighborhood in very popular Academy District 12. Fantastic patio home, 2411 Spanish Oak Terrace, priced at $735, backs to a golf course. This home is amazing. Updated kitchen, 2 bedrooms and 2 full baths on the main level, plus a full finished basement with 3 more bedrooms, perfect for guest, price at $735. Great home in Briargate on Zurich Drive at $454,999. Amazing home on 1240 Big Valley Drive at $699 over in the northwest part of town. Another Broadmoor area home on Broadmoor Bluffs, 5081. Brand new carpet, backs to NORAD, very quiet, beautiful lot, $684,999. An amazing home just went on the market down in Canyon City. This spectacular, very custom adobe home priced at $1,250,000. And it's amazing. And they have a pet turtle, which is really cool, that walks around the front yard. An amazing home on Clovis Way, priced at $875 up in Black Forest. Spectacular views. This home has a barn and it has an equestrian area that you can walk your horses back there if you want. Spectacular home on Open Sky Way in prestigious High Forest Ranch at $2,095,000, and an amazing lot on Hidden Valley over by Lake George, just priced at $35,000. So we also have some coming soon properties. One of them near the Paseo area coming up, priced in the low threes, and an awesome home in Falcon Estates on 1 acre. So if you want to find out about all those properties, go to barbhasthebuyers.com. Richard?
You've been listening to Your Real Estate Voice. That's Barb Schlinker, host of the program. She is your real estate voice, the owner broker of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And if you are thinking of making a move, of course, call Barb at 719-301-3900 or visit barbhasthebuyers.com. That'll do it for this week, Barb. So great talking to you. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next weekend.